name is Derek Peeples. I'm a retired U.S. Navy veteran. Was retired from the United States Navy back in 2010, after which such time, after sustaining 5 injuries and going through a tremendous amount of rehabilitative support, etc., I was searching for adaptive solutions rather than using a crutch or a wheelchair. And upon my surprise, I actually came across the iWALK 1.0 model, which I'll show you a little bit. The model that I'm walking on here, this is iWALK 2.0. I've been using the iWALK since 2011 to 2014 for the iWALK 1.0, and now I've been on the iWALK 2.0 from 2014 to 2017. Prior to my use of the iWALK, the injuries that I went through, actually just to show you, pictures really speak 1,000 words, and this is to show you all about a little bit about what I went through myself. I've had issues with the right knee where I've torn ligaments, contusion of the bone. I've been on both crutches and a wheelchair. Had significant swelling issues over the years. And just to show you, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, I've tried to get that. However, that's been both denied through the VA and also through the DoD. However, I did go through compression treatments for the swelling. I did have ulcers secondary to the wounds on active duty. I've had swelling so bad that it is actually, as you can see in this photo, it's went through completely, this is from the mirror on the leg. And as such, I went through numerous different treatments. Back from 2009, 2010, I've been on many different variations of crutches, from the regular models to even the black hydraulic spring crutches. This is a black hydraulic spring crutch. It works decent, but the quality of life you get being on crutches, there's only so much that you can do to adapt yourself. The iWALK 1.0 and 2.0 models, they vastly help to disperse any type of barriers between freedom of mobility issues. Also, too, over the years, I've had issues with the spine, bleeding through the spine area, spine sticking out the back. More issues with the leg in the service. Actually, almost to the point where, actually in the service, he had an issue where the leg was infected, going through udder balm on the limb to prevent gangrene. Almost ended up losing the leg itself, how bad it was in state. But, going through, after getting out from the service, this is about where I picked up and finding the iWALK 1.0 model. This is a picture of it here. And, really the things that, and again, my name is Derek Peeples. I'm a retired U.S. Navy veteran. Really the things that you can do for quality of life that you couldn't do is basically only limited to what you put your mind to. And, really what you can do now going forward, getting this type of brace, it improves the quality of life where you don't need dependence on others. You can basically essentially do what you can, but you got to pace yourself based on your type of condition or injury, so not to aggravate or injure yourself. What I've actually found very helpful and useful, and I'll show you a couple photos, with the iWALK 2.0, the quality of difference. My wife and I, we just moved to our first home up out of the forest capital of the world, out of the outskirts of Ocala, Florida. And we found ourselves a nice little ranch house out in the country area. And, part of the moving process, when you're moving, you got a lot of stuff. Certainly couldn't do that on crutches. The iWALK 2.0 model brace that I'm wearing here, it just really helped with the move. Helping out with your community, even doing stuff as simple as concrete patch repair. And this is our home, how it looks as of a couple weeks ago. Big difference from the first picture. They've taken out fencing posts, removing a lot of old rotten fence boards. Really, it's something that you really could not do being on crutches or even in one of those mobile scooters. A lot of advantages of having this type of brace. A lot of different projects that you can do, as you can see. Had a issue with our community. It's a private road, a lot of vegetation overgrown. Helped in the community getting a lot of vegetation cleared out on the private road. Volunteering, helping out, clearing and cutting back a lot of the brush, getting rid of the brush, and then there's doing some more concreting work. So like I said, go shopping, you go out to different places, get to talk to a lot of people. The things I'd like to say about, people that have been on crutches or even in the wheelchair scooter, this thing, you can go up and down stairs, you can go through the sand, just regain mobility overall and doing what you need to do. Putting up and installing new fencing even. You see, on top of a ladder on top of the truck, you get a lot of good balance and mobility with this type of brace. A lot of advantages with it that you can't simply have with a scooter or even being on crutches. And that's the finished fence head it ended up installing. Doing your driveway area, doing your own private drive, putting it down a concrete lime rock base. These are all just a few of the major projects that you could do based on this brace. Again, like I said, it does not impede the quality of your life. As far as I've been on this since 2011 and since 2014 with the 1.0 and 2.0 models, there's a lot that you can do with this. Even in the case of mowing your own yard, I even use the clutch part down here on the bottom base in order just to drive the ride tractor. So these are just a few of the many photos which I'd like to share with you here today. And what I would like to say to both the Defense Department, the DoD, and for the VA, this model solution costs $149. It certainly beats the multi-thousand dollars you spend on mechanized wheelchairs, and as well as a lot of the different type of braces and orthotics, prosthetics, etc. Now, what you can do as the applicable part of this, rather than troops, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, if they ever have a lower leg injury, this would be the most ideal and better quality of life that you can give to your soldiers and veterans. So I would commend both the Department of Defense and the Veterans Administration, to go ahead and look at this idea. It's a great invention. And, like as always, whenever I see somebody out in public, that's using crutches, I just show them a better way. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you all will certainly, look forward to looking at the new models of this brace coming out in the near future.